My name is Jeff Thorpe. I live in a little small place called Drake Springs, Virginia. I was married. My ex-wife started a construction company. She did really well for years, and she just got home prescription pills, and she wasn't taking care of business. She was notified by the Internal Revenue Service that she had some back taxes. She never met them. She never went to see them. She never talked to them. In 2017, they told her she'd probably have to be charged and she'd have to fight it. Well, she left me in 2018. I thought I was fine. I started my own business in 2015, and in 2020, I got indicted for her tax problems. I never was any kind of officer. I never was an employee of the company. I was her husband. I would help her buy equipment because I knew how to buy equipment. When I got indicted, it was a big shock to me. I hired a local attorney in Richmond, Virginia, a highly recommended attorney. And the trial kept getting put off. COVID was going on. My attorney actually got COVID. So I felt like that I had to go looking for an attorney. So I searched everywhere and I looked really, really hard. And David Garvin popped up, and I called him and took my phone call immediately. And I liked him. I liked what he said. He made me feel comfortable. I was afraid. I was scared to death. But he walked it through with me. He told me what I need to do, how he would go about handling it. And I believed in him. And the best decision I ever made was meeting David Garvin. And if anyone needs an attorney, take my word for it, call David Garvin. Because he would take my call, I don't care, late at night, early in the morning, whenever, he would take my phone call. And we went to trial. He stuck with me through thick and thin. I cannot say enough good words about this man. I highly recommend him, and it'd be the best decision you've ever made. When we were preparing for trial, we had about 400 exhibits. And David and my fiance and myself would go through each piece, item by item. And he would explain to us what he could get in, what he could not get in, and it was a long process. I mean, we spent hours and hours and hours at this thing. I mean, he'd call me at night sometime, 10, 11 o'clock at night, just something he wanted to go over. This thing was just, I don't really know how to describe it in words, the time and each item, each piece was so important, and he'd let you know what needed to be done. That was pretty good. And pictures, we went over pictures, we went over documents, we went over every signed piece. And you talk about 15 years of documents that I actually found through all this. And we went through every piece of these documents. The ex-wife of mine actually had people burning up documents, IRS documents, and they actually testified to this, was burning it. And we're just lucky to have David to help us with this, because I felt like without him, we wouldn't have the turnout that we had. And it was not guilty on both charges. It was amazing. So all I can say, it was amazing. When they called us in, it was like 5 hours. They called us in and they said, verdict. We walked in and we were sitting at the table, and they stood up and said, not guilty on the first charge was tax evasion. Well, I slammed my hand on the table and just, wow, I was just so happy. And then they come back with the second not guilty. It's no other feeling in the world like it. I mean, I can't explain to you the feeling it is. Here it has been 2 weeks, and I'm still in shock. I cannot stop smiling. I mean, it's just unreal how I feel. It's just, I wish I could explain to you how I feel. Words does not describe it, let's say that. Yes, it's a scary feeling when you look at a piece of paper and it's sitting there saying United States of America versus Jeffrey W. Thorpe. That is a scary feeling. But I felt real comfortable with, I knew I was innocent, and it was very difficult to put on paper because it just spun everything. My name was never on any kind of contracts. My name was never on any kind of documents. Everything was by my ex-wife. Everything was hers. She started the business. She ran the business. She met with all the people. But then, she, like I said, to try to turn it around, it was me. She put it all on me. I ran it. And supposed to put all the blame on me. And it just, David proved it. David and my other attorney, they proved it. Just she ran it. Everything came to light. But if I didn't have a good attorney, no. The government could have spun it, and they could have spun it hard. And luckily, we had a good attorney, or two good attorneys, and they just told the truth, and I'm not guilty. For the quick closing here, I'd like to thank Steve Goodwin, the attorney I had in Richmond, Virginia, and did a great job. And special thanks to David Garvin. To me, he's not just a lawyer, he's actually a friend.